paintbrushes with removable tips by Kozak and Sarah Stelzer.
Our group was Stan Kozak and Sarah Stelzer, and the problem addressed was for people who had to constantly switch their paintbrush just for a new design or tip.
We used the engineering design method.
Where is everything?
Which
What's the? When was that a million? What's the? There's nothing.
What? It's a 10-step process. And we wrote the below.
Top score.
Before we began. Should I read the whole thing? Okay, so you can find it on Moodle under our final documentation.
Oh, okay.
Overall, we were supposed to decide what to bring it, and then make the brush handles, the case, and the tips. Then we were supposed to have other people test them, correct the cons, and make a presentation switching off documentation each day.
Our project has changed a lot over time. At first, we were not going to have a bounce. We also thought that it would be easier to do a lot of this stuff, so we did not plan much ahead, and it took longer to do everything. We had to change some of the brush tips from the ideas we began with, and the way the brush fit into the handle is different as well.
Our first challenge was that we did not plan ahead, so we did not know what to do sometimes and couldn't continue. Other times we just had too much work and couldn't finish it.
Another challenge we had was that we sometimes did not bring in the materials and on time, so we could not continue the project as according to plan, and we let each other down these times.
We felt our third challenge was that we weren't very organized, and this also contributed to our not being able to continue the project according to plan. We were not sure what to do sometimes, which delayed our work.
Our fourth and final challenge was our actual delay of work. Sometimes we would not do the work we were supposed to do, and this not being focused did not go well with our project.
We tried to focus on our work and write everything out to make sure we brought things, etc., but sometimes it failed. Unfortunately, we did not work very hard to handle these kinds of challenges.
Our first success was painting the box. We did a pretty good job doing this, and we liked how it turned out.
Our second success was our paintbrush ends, which I thought looked snazzy.
Our third success was how the handles turned out. We spent a lot of time with cutting and sanding them down, and we thought they looked really good.
Our final success was coming up with the idea. It was hard for us to find something we could make that maybe wasn't created yet, that we both liked. It was great that we could find something we had in common, which was painting, and incorporate it into our project.
If we could start over, we would not, because too much of it required only one of us to do it, such as cutting and sanding down.
If we did, we would do a few things different. One thing would be writing things more specifically and making sure we knew all of the measurements of the dowels, etc. So we didn't have to worry about what to cut and where. And we also should have known who would bring what and be specific about that. Lastly, we think we should have known what to look for and where to look for, and we think we should have gone to Mr. Melton for the materials we needed, but we couldn't. This was because we didn't talk to him before we needed the materials, which we should have done.
Excuse the interruption. At this time, the girls' volleyball team needs to be dismissed to prepare for the student staff game. The girls' volleyball team is dismissed from class for the game to prepare.
But other
Thank you.
than that, research would not have been helpful.
We think we have done well when documenting, so we grade ourselves as good sometimes and excellent sometimes. We could have made documentation better and easier if we had written out each thing we did that day in a notebook and listing them out, so that we didn't have to come back to the computer each time we did something, or else forget exactly what we did.
We most enjoyed decorating the brush handles in the brush case. And this is our box. And this protects the stuff inside. So here we have the handles right here.
And these are
all
the
the brush tips.
And then some clay to put in the handles.
There are little holes in the handles, so you put clay in there and then put one of these tips in here. And then you can start painting. But of course the clay would make it stick.
Thank you.
So that is our presentation. Thank you.